transparency to the public? Before we wrap, I'd love to get across to our sports lawyer who's joined us from Bangalore as well, Mr. Amrut Joshi. Mr. Joshi, my first question to you, what do you make of this whole particular outrage at the BCCI and the RTI? Why can't they just comply with the rules and get on with the game, pun intended?
On first, my first impression of the CIC's order is that it is fairly well reasoned. The CIC has relied on previous judicial precedents issued by both the Supreme Court as well as the High Courts to clearly state that there is a very strong case for the BCCI to be brought under the Right to Information Act. In this particular instance, the CIC has also relied on the fact that the BCCI is an economic monopoly, it's a sporting monopoly, and at the same point in time it discharges public functions. Consequently, using all of these tests on a combined basis, the CIC has come to the conclusion that the BCCI needs to be brought under the purview of the Right to Information Act. Personally, as a sports fan in India, I would welcome this decision of the CIC.
Right, now another last question I'd love to get your thoughts on. Will this actually be obliged by the BCCI going ahead, or will this just be another shenanigans that they just sweep under the carpet?
As I mentioned to you, I do foresee a huge amount of resistance from the BCCI. At the same point in time, there is every indication from the Supreme Court of India that it would eventually bring the BCCI within the purview of the Right to Information Act.
Well summed up there, and thank you for joining us in this particular broadcast, Mr. Joshi, for all those insights, those legal insights which are very valid on tonight's discussion whether the BCCI should fall under the RTI Act.